Virgo, thank you so much for checking out your October 2020 tarot reading. This is a brand new channel, so it needs all the support it can get. Please remember to like, to comment, and subscribe, as well as check me out on Facebook and Instagram at claire.voyant.queen and Twitter at _Claire_voyant. I have a whole bunch of Halloween goodies headed your way, and I cannot wait to share them with you. Please remember that energy can be vice versa. This could apply to you, but this also could apply to your partner. This could apply to literally anyone around you. Please also check out your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus for more messages and more content. But I cannot wait to get started. Thank you so much. Hi Virgo, thank you so much for checking out your October 2020 tarot reading. Let's jump right in. I'm using two different decks today. I'm going to be using the Romance Angels deck for the preliminary pull, and then I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck for the third pull to clarify and bring everything together. But tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. You just had your birthday, so that's exciting. I hope that time went really well for you. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. For October of 2020. October of 2020. Tell me about Virgo. Okay. These feel shuffled. Tell me about Virgo. Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. 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 Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Okay. Virgo, we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. We have children. Your love life is being affected by children. And separation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon. Interesting. You could have children. This could be, I am getting the impression this is for someone already in a relationship, is what I'm feeling. I am getting the impression, I'm getting the impression this is someone who's already in a connection or in a relationship. You could have children with this individual. This card could be about children, like childhood trauma or anything like that we're kind of dealing with, that we're kind of working through. And that's why they're kind of asking you to retreat here, right? It's time to disconnect from the world because we really need to focus on something involving children. Separation, probably again, separation from your partner and retreating. It's very self-explanatory. It's very self-explanatory, but you're definitely isolating right now, Virgo, is what is coming across. Let's pull some animal spirit cards and we will go from there. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Tell me about Virgo. Virgo for October of 2020. Okay. Virgo. Virgo. What is going on, Virgo? Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Okay, Virgo, you are the fox. Your partner is the zebra. In your emotional connection, we have the turtle. Makes sense. You know, turtles go into their shell. They retreat, right? In your physical connection, we have the hyena. Okay. Let's see, you got 2 fire signs on the board. You got 1 water sign, you got 1 earth sign. Doesn't surprise me since you are a Virgo. But let's go ahead and we'll read the descriptions from the book to get you all the information we can. Let's see here. The Fox. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and to adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Interesting. So we have this dichotomy, right, of the fox energy really reconnecting to those you love, right? They make ideal life partners. They love long-lasting relationships. They want you to reconnect to those you love. But this is also saying separation and retreat, right? What does it say specifically? Time apart from your partner is on the horizon and retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, right? It's doing the exact opposite of what that fox energy is asking. This is kind of suggesting to me that you probably are. I'm getting the impression that you're being forced to isolate, Virgo. This is not something that you want to do, but this is something that you have to do, is kind of the energy that I'm receiving. If this is a connection that's already present, already here, it feels like you're kind of spending a little bit more solo time. You're spending a little bit more time isolating and working on your own shit. I don't think this is the end of a relationship. I don't think that this is like driving a nail in the coffin. It just feels like you kind of need some time alone. Either you don't want to take that time alone, you're being forced to, or the universe is asking you to kind of go internally and process some stuff, and spend a little bit more solo time with yourself is kind of what I'm feeling. Let's go for the zebra. Let's see here. Zebra. Boop, boop, boop. Zebra. Okay. Your partner is the zebra, eccentric, creative, and visionary. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared, their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. You might be traveling. Interesting. That's coming through really strongly, that you might be traveling or going somewhere or spending time away from your partner. And that might be this more isolated energy that I'm feeling. But it does kind of feel like there's a separation here. It does kind of feel like you're going internally to get a little bit more wisdom, a little bit more knowledge, which could be indicative of that zebra card as well. Let's try the turtle in your emotional connection. Okay, turtle. Tell me if you remember what that movie is. Tell me if you remember what quote that movie is from. Wait, what movie that quote's from? LOL. Turtle, in your emotional connection. Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with earth and water elements simultaneously. This helps ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life, no matter where their travels may lead them. Travels, 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 right? Where I feel like you're traveling. I feel like you're traveling. I feel like you're going somewhere. Like you might be like, I feel like you're physically traveling. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all their books and begin to tell our own true tale. This is interesting. I'm okay. This is definitely resonating for someone. I know that for a fact. Right. This is. I feel like you do not want to be separated from your partner, but I feel like you're being forced to separate from your partner, and I feel like it's occurring because you're traveling somewhere or you're going somewhere, right? And wherever you're traveling or wherever you're going, you're gaining some sort of knowledge, like from where you're going. I feel like you might be going on a trip, you might be learning about a new culture or something like that. It feels like you're traveling, and it feels like by traveling you're going somewhere and you're learning something like very interesting and very specific. And I almost feel like you're almost going to be bringing it back to this relationship or back to this connection. You might be traveling to see children. You might be traveling to see family or something of that regard. Last but not least, we have the hyena and the physical connection. Let's see here. Hyena. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's not right. That's not right. Hyena. Here we go. Humor, wit, sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? So it feels like there might also be a little bit of like a secretive side to this relationship, is the energy that I'm getting. I always think about the hyena card and I think about the moon and I think about, the dark side of the moon versus the light side of the moon, like the personality and the aspects of us that we don't show versus the personality and aspects that we do show, the conscious versus the subconscious, kind of like sweeping it under the rug, right? There's a kind of a secretive side to this connection, to this relationship here. It doesn't feel all that bad. It kind of feels like, to me, it feels like almost like a side note. It feels like it's not like really in reference to what's going on now. It almost feels like it's kind of like, oh, and by the way, something kind of maybe needs to be expressed here. Let's pull some traditional tarot cards. We'll clarify what we got on the board and we will wrap it up. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Yeah, someone is definitely traveling, Virgo. Someone is going somewhere. It could be like literally out of the country, is like partially what I'm getting. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Tell me about Virgo. Virgo for October of 2020. Oh, this wanted to come out. This came out on its side. The Magician. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo. Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Yeah, that Magician card flew out, right? Tell me about Virgo for October of 2020. Virgo, October 2020. Okay. One thing that's interesting is I'm kind of getting... I'm kind of getting the impression that if you are traveling somewhere, you might be traveling somewhere to teach someone something or to learn something. There's like an educational aspect to it. But you also might be going to create something, like to build something, like to work with your hands or something like that. You're going somewhere and there's like an educational aspect to wherever you're going. It's like involved. Tell me about the current situation for Virgo. Current situation for Virgo is the Knight of Swords. This has appeared quite a few times too. Interesting. The current situation for your partner, Virgo, current situation for your partner is that's that sneaky, sneaky energy, that Seven of Swords. And then in your past connection, we have the Page of Wands. In your present connection, we have Temperance. Ooh, wow. And in your future connection, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so I pulled these cards for Taurus, pretty much all of them. I think with the exception of the Knight of Swords, the Magician, and the Seven of Swords. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. You might have a Taurus placement. There's something very Taurian about this. We also have Temperance on the board, which is about Sagittarius, right? Sagittarian energy, so you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. We got two Knights. We got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But interesting here. Okay. Yeah, this Knight of Swords energy, right? It's very in, it's very out, very in and out. It's very non-committal. It's very fast, very, very fast. And it's very, like, someone who thinks clearly, very logically, not necessarily cold or cutting, but it's like speed and communication, right? And I almost am getting the impression that whoever this is connecting with, this is almost you speeding off to your destination, right? You're speeding off, you're going somewhere, right? That's kind of how it feels to me. And then over here, see, now this hyena is kind of speaking a little bit more, right? I feel like, don't take this the wrong way, Virgo. I'm kind of getting the impression that someone might be cheating when you are gone. I know that's a big, big assumption. That's a big assertion. But I do kind of get the impression that there's traveling here for some sort of educational reason, right? We're learning something, we're teaching something, we're building something, and kind of while we're gone, while we're kind of gaining these experiences, I feel like someone is being a little bit sneaky. The Seven of Swords, really talks about someone like stealing, someone manipulating, someone lying, someone cheating, right? He has 5 of these swords in his hand, and he has 2 of these swords here, and so it's kind of proof, he's like leaving proof behind that something was taken, right? It also feels too like there's all of these really colorful tents behind him, and I kind of think of like a carnival or like something of that nature. And it kind of makes me think that, like, while something's going on in this carnival, like, while people are being distracted, like, this is occurring. I don't know if this is resonating for anyone, but I am kind of getting the impression that someone might be getting cheated on, and it doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. Also, that could be representative of this Magician, right? This Magician came out on its side, meaning that it has the potential to go upright or has the potential to go in reverse. And when the Magician appears in reverse, for me, that's kind of someone who manipulates and manipulates people and manipulates events and manipulates situations, right? He's still pretty powerful. He has the ability to control and to produce, but he's not necessarily controlling and producing for the right reasons. Um, and it also feels like this is also Magician. I completely forgot to say this is also Virgo and Gemini energy. So here you are, right? And it feels like, you know, when he's upright, it really talks about someone who's like manifesting things, like actively focusing, concentrating, building, creating, right? Which kind of feels like you. And so that's kind of why I feel like it came out on its side, because I feel like on one side of the coin, you're almost going to create something, you're traveling somewhere to create something. But on the other side of the coin, it could talk about someone who's a little bit more manipulative, a little bit more cunning here. It feels like I'm getting that phrase, while the cat's away, the kittens will play, or something of like that nature. And that's kind of like what's speaking to me right now. In the past, we have the Page of Wands, right? Pages are more like student energies, right? They have a lot to learn, they have a lot to grow. Um, and pages will talk about messages and communication, right? So this could be something that appears over social media or a text or a call or an in-person conversation. And we have wands here suggesting that it's really passionate, right? There's a lot of passionate communication between you two here. Um, and then we have temperance, right, which really talks about bringing balance to the situation, right? This is an energy of like peace, of balance, of patience, of kind of, I just heard watching and waiting. That's kind of odd. But you know, it's a very like beautiful, peaceful energy. So it feels like currently we're in a very, very peaceful place in this connection, in this relationship. And I almost am kind of getting the impression that it's like you do not want to leave, you do not want to leave, you want to stay. But you're being forced to separate, you're being forced to retreat, you're kind of traveling somewhere. And I feel like things are going to happen while you're gone. Why do I feel like this? This doesn't feel great. And then in the future, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, right? Which is kind of talking about like someone who's a little bit emotionally manipulative. Like, I really don't like this. Like, they know what to say to make you do what they want you to do, right? They know you inside and out. This is kind of like they're emotionally manipulating you like a puppet. That word manipulate has been coming up quite a lot. Like, I've been saying manipulate, 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 right? Especially with like this Magician in reverse energy, this Knight of Cups energy. It's very manipulative. It's very emotionally manipulative to get you to do the things that they want you to do. I really don't like it. It doesn't feel great, but I would just say it feels like you're very mentally clear, Virgo. It feels like you're very, very logistical, very cognizant, right? You could have a Gemini placement. I don't know why that wanted to come through. Um, use that. Use that to your advantage, right? Don't let yourself be manipulated. Um, use your intuition, use your cunning, right? Use your logic when it comes to this situation. But I'm sorry if this is resonating with you because I feel really bad. But Virgo, thank you so much for checking out your October 2020 reading. Swing back by in November and I'll have another video for you. Thank you so much, guys.